Here we go.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend.
Exterior outdoor patio. Dorothy and Sophia sit playing cards.
Discard already. I'm 80. I'd like to live long enough to see the next hand.
Don't need to, Ma. Gin.
You're taking advantage. You know I'm whacked out on blood pressure medicine.
Honey, if the medicine bothers you, change the prescription.
I like being whacked out.
Blanche enters.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. My date's brother just came into town, and unless I can find a date for him so we can double, the whole evening's gonna be called off. So what do you say? Would you please be a friend and go out with him?
Sophia starts to stand up.
Sure, I'm game.
Blanche gently pushes Sophia back into her seat.
Next time, Sophia. Dorothy, what do you say?
Oh, honey, I'd really love to go, but as you can see, I'm busy.
Busy? You're playing cards.
We are not playing cards. We are playing gin rummy.
And she stinks at it. I've been doing it for 30 years. She hasn't beaten me once.
Tonight's going to be different. Tonight, the 30 years of humiliation ends.
Oh, I'm so scared. My dentures are chattering.
Rose.
Hi.
Oh, Rose, honey, are you up for a night on the town with two handsome, eligible bachelors?
Thanks for asking, but I don't think so. I'm not that interested in dating anymore.
Now you know that's not true, honey, or you'd let your hair go natural.
Rose sits down on the lunch chair.
You know what my problem really is? I'm spoiled. I had a long and wonderful marriage with the perfect man, and everybody seems ordinary after Charlie.
Honey, it's just for dinner, and Charles would want you to eat.
Oh, Rose, be a friend. If you don't go, I can't go.
I know I'm going to regret this, and I know I'm going to have a miserable time, but I'll go.
That's the spirit. I'll go call the boys.
Blanche exits.
Rose, why do you look so depressed?
I'm tired of going out and not enjoying myself. All the men I meet act so old. Last week, I went out with this man that talked for 2 hours about his prostate problems. I lived in Minnesota for 51 years. I never even heard of a prostate.
Honey, they don't have them there. It's too cold.
Rose walks to the table.
Dorothy, you should be going on this date. At least you'd have some fun.
Nothing could be more fun than beating my mother at cards tonight.
What's the name of the game?
Sophia throws down a winning hand of hearts.
Gin!
Dorothy puts her hands in defeat. Interior living room, night. Blanche enters.
Gin.
Dorothy angrily enters.
Dorothy, what's the matter? Something wrong?
Sophia enters with a large stack of money.
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat.
I don't know why you play cards with your mother. It just makes you crazy.
You're absolutely right, Blanche. This has gone on far too long. Mom, I am not playing gin with you anymore.
You'll be back. You know why? You're too competitive. It's always been your worst feature. Actually, your ears are your worst feature, but competitive is right up there.
Sophia exits.
Do you believe that?
No, I always thought your bony feet were your worst feature. 99.
Blanche begins to head to her room. Dorothy redirects her to the sofa.
Wait a minute. You haven't told me about the double date.
It was a complete disaster.
You mean Rose and her guy didn't hit it off?
Oh no, they got along just great. It was my escort who turned out to be the dud. Next time, I'm going to date both brothers before I give one away.
Rose enters. Giddy.
Hi.
Hi, I hear you had a great time tonight.
It was the best. I haven't laughed so much or acted so silly since I was a teenager. You know what we did?
What?
We ran a toll booth. Oh, Arnie said he just did it because it was there. Oh, he is the most outrageous, unpredictable man I have ever met.
Rose cannot contain her excitement as she sits and stands and paces the room.
Jeffrey is on a low-sodium diet.
I can't remember when I had so much fun. We went dancing at the Beachcomber. We're going to go back again tomorrow night.
Jeffrey doesn't dance. He says it makes his ankles swell.
Honey, I think it's terrific you had a good time tonight.
I have you two to thank for it. Good night.
Rose exits.
Good night.
Good night.
Blanche, come on now. Be happy for her. She finally met someone. I mean, you go out with interesting guys all the time.
Name one.
How about that coach from the Miami Dolphins?
Oh, yeah. That night was kind of fun. The training room, the whirlpool, the adhesive tape. Ooh, name another one.
Honey, take a cold shower and then go to bed.
Dorothy exits, glancing back at Blanche, who is lost in thoughts on the sofa. Scene 2 to 3 transition on. Interior living room, day. Blanche enters carrying a jar of nuts, while Dorothy grades papers.
Dorothy, would you please open this jar of macadamia nuts for me?
You can't get it open?
Oh, I didn't try. I don't want to risk cracking a nail.
What are these, claws?
I figured you wouldn't mind, seeing as how you work with your hands all day.
I'm a teacher. I grade papers. I don't shuck oysters.
Thank you.
Sophie enters, her hands full of Polaroid pictures.
I'm going next door to Freda Godson's. We're having a club meeting.
I didn't know you were in a club.
Yeah, a bunch of us get together and send our pictures into Willard Scott with a note saying we're 100.
Ma, that's ridiculous.
You got a better way to get on the Today Show?
Sophia opens the door. Rose and Archie are hugging on the front porch.
You take it inside, Rose? This isn't the French Quarter.
Sophia pushes her way between the two of them and exits.
You'll think about next week, Rose?
I will, Arnie.
Talk to you soon.
Arnie exits and Rose closes the front door behind him.
Well, it looks like you and Arnie are getting pretty serious.
Rose looks uncomfortable and heads to the patio without saying anything. Dorothy and Blanche follow her there, and the three sit down.
Honey, are you all right?
I'll be fine.
Is this about Arnie?
No, Blanche. She's upset because they keep changing the taste of Coke.
Arnie wants me to go away with him on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh, and you're upset because he wants you to pay your own way?
I'm upset because we'll be all alone in the middle of the ocean on a ship in a stateroom with a bed.
Oh.
I don't know what to do. I haven't been with a man in that special way since Charlie died.
Get out of here.
It's true. Charlie was the only lover I ever had, and My first time was on our wedding night.
Get out of here.
Oh, back off, Blanche. Not all of us are classified by the Navy as a friendly port.
Maybe it sounds strange, but without Charlie, I thought that part of my life was over. I never gave it a second thought.
Until now? Well, then I think you should go on the cruise. Honey, if the situation is right, you'll know it.
But I'm not sure I'm ready.
Oh, honey, I know what you're going through. The bottom line is, if you take a chance in life, sometimes things happen. Sometimes bad things happen. But, honey, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens.
I'm going to take a chance.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, great, Rose.
Oh, I have to look in my closet. I don't even know what to wear the first night on the ship.
A life jacket and a great big smile.
All three head back into the house. Interior cruise ship stateroom, night. Rose is nervously pacing around the room and looking anxiously at the bed. She tries sitting on it in a variety of positions, sexy and not. She settles on the one before jumping up from the bed as Archie enters from the bathroom.
Oh, you startled me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Next time I'll knock.
I like your bathrobe.
Yeah, kids gave it to me for Father's Day.
I wish I had that knack. Picking out unusual gifts. Is it terry cloth?
Yeah, I think it is.
Terry cloth wears a long time. It's a nice fabric.
Yes, perfect for a robe. Well, I guess it's time to turn in.
Arnie removes his best robe.
I guess.
You're not tired?
Not really.
Me neither. Do you feel like dancing?
Oh, I'd love to. I could be dressed and back in the ballroom in 10 minutes.
No, Rose. We don't have to go through all that trouble. See, I bought this for my grandson. Sounded so good. I kept it for myself.
Arnie takes out a small radio and begins to play music on it.
Oh, I love Glenn Miller.
Come on.
Rose and Arnie begin dancing.
I met my husband at Glenn Miller dance. It wasn't really the Glenn Miller Orchestra. It was Dick Singleton and the Singletones. Their motto was, if you close your eyes, you think it's Glenn Miller. Believe me, no matter what you did, you knew it was Dick Singleton.
Rose, you are one of a kind.
That's what my husband used to say. You know, in a lot of ways, you remind me of Charlie. The way you laugh, the way you dance, even the way...
Rose, I'm not Charlie. I'm Arnie Peterson from Plainsfield, New Jersey. If you like me, it's for who I am, not for who I remind you of.
I do like you, Arnie Peterson.
I like you too, Rose Nyland.
They begin to kiss, but Rose panics and runs into the bathroom and locks the door. Arnie sits on the bed, dejected. Interior kitchen, late night. Dorothy sits at the table drinking tea. Blanche enters.
Oh, you can't sleep either, huh?
No. Want some tea?
Oh, please.
Blanche goes to the refrigerator to get some cream. Sophie enters and sees her at the fridge.
Watch what you're grabbing. I got a specimen in there.
Blanche nervously checks to make sure she has creamer and not one of Sophia's Spicemans.
Gee, I wonder what Rose is doing right now.
You mean you wonder if she's doing it right now?
No, I just wonder if maybe we didn't push her into something too fast.
What I can't understand is how in the world she managed to wait 15 years.
Dorothy pushed tea for the three of them.
How long did you wait after George?
Till the paramedics came.
Ma.
As the Reverend was performing the funeral service, I knew for sure that he wanted me.
Dorothy drops her spoon loudly.
Oh!
I'd always known that there had been something between us. Sometimes in the pulpit, he'd be talking about sin and he'd look straight at me. We couldn't do anything about it because he was married, but after his wife died, there was no stopping it.
So?
Well, we could finally consummate our long and burning passion.
Dorothy leans in, eager to hear more.
And?
It took about 10 minutes. He wore his watch and his socks, and I never saw him again.
Your father didn't even take off his pants.
Oh, Ma!
Well, what about you, Dorothy? Who was the first after Stan?
Blanche.
Her divorce lawyer.
How did you know?
It's always the divorce lawyer.
Oh, it was a terrible time for me. You know, I'd gone on an eating binge when Stan left, and I'd put on quite a bit of weight. Plus, I was not a 20-year-old anymore. You know, when you're 20, no matter what you do, everything stays where it's supposed to. Now, when you lean over, it looks like somebody's let the air out of your face.
What?
Honey, lean over a mirror sometime and take a look at yourself.
Where's the mirror?
There's one in the tool drawer.
Blanche goes to the drawer and pulls out a mirror.
I think you better take a sedative before you look.
Oh, don't be silly. I look at my face all the time. How different could it be leaning over?
Blanche leans over the mirror and examines her reflection.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Dorothy, why didn't you tell me about this before?
Only on your back, Blanche. That way, everything slides back and you look like you just had a facelift.
Blanche raises the mirror above her head and stares up at it, tilting her head back.
Oh, you're right. Well, I'm gorgeous. I'm gonna have to meet men lying down.
Thought you did.
Of course, that way, not only does your face fall back, but your chest does too. Unfortunately, it falls back and off to the side.
Blanche continues to stare into the mirror with ease as the ladies finish their tea. Interior cruise ship stateroom, morning. Arnie enters the room.
Rose! Rose, are you still in there? This is crazy! Look, I talked to the purser, another cabin is available, and I'll move into it. But I need to get into the bathroom, Rose. I hate to go anywhere without my Actifed. Good morning.
Rose opens the bathroom door and enters the room.
Can't let you see my eyes. They look terrible from crying.
Oh, Rose, you couldn't possibly look terrible to me. I left my contact lenses in the bathroom.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Yeah, it can be awkward.
They sit on the bed.
Thought I could do it. I really did. And then I couldn't. You see, it would have been the first time since my husband died.
I figured it was the first time. It's been 15 years since he died, huh? Boy, he must have been something.
This may sound silly, but it's true. I felt I would be unfaithful to Charlie if I slept with you.
Oh, Rose, it's not silly. I felt that way when my wife died.
You did?
Absolutely. Of course, I didn't let it stop me.
You mean you just make love and feel lousy?
Well, I'd feel lousy about it, but otherwise I'd feel terrific. Look, that's the difference between men and women, I guess. We can do it no matter what. Rose, I adored Molly, my wife. We were married 34 years. Never slept with another woman. I looked, I enjoyed, I patted a few bottoms, but that was it, Rose. No, Molly was my world.
Arnie stands up.
Then one day, a drunk in a Chevy took my world away. For a year, I was a zombie. I dressed, I worked, I slept. For fun, I ate onion sandwiches.
Arnie sits back down and holds Rose's hands.
Then one day, my daughter sat me down and she said, Mom would hate what you're doing. She would say, Arnie, who are you saving yourself for? I'm dead, and I'm not in heaven if I have to worry about you. That convinced me. I wonder what Charlie would say if he knew.
Probably the same thing Molly said.
Molly didn't actually say that, Rose.
Rose stands up.
There's something else.
Oh?
Arnie stands up.
I might kill you.
What? What are you talking about?
I've never told anybody this in my life, but my husband died while he was making love to me. And I'm afraid if we make love, I'll kill you.
You haven't made love in 15 years. That's a possibility. Hey, Rose, don't worry about it. Listen, I had a checkup a couple weeks ago. I got the heart of a 12-year-old. Rose, whatever you want to do with it is fine with me. I just like being with you. Hey, I'd better pack my stuff.
Arnie goes to the suitcase.
Arnie,
Yeah?
sit down.
They sit back on the bed.
Hold me.
They hold each other. Interior living room. Night. Dorothy sits on the sofa reading a magazine. Sophia enters and shuffles cards in her ear.
Buzz off.
I'll spot you 25 points.
Aw, Ma, enough already. I'm not going to play cards with you anymore.
Why not?
Why should I? You're the only one who gets any enjoyment out of it.
Nah, cards bore me to tears.
Then why do you play?
I like the talking.
The what?
The talking. You and I had some of our best talks over a game of gin rummy. I don't know why. Just seemed easier for both of us to open up while we were playing cards. Your Aunt Jean was the same way. During a pinochle game, she told me that she swam nude in a pool with Charles Boyer.
Aunt Jean? You never told me that.
I would have gotten around to it, but we stopped playing cards.
Blanche enters excitedly and joins Sophia and Dorothy on the sofa.
Rose is back. Her taxi just pulled up.
Oh, I wonder if she had a great time on that cruise.
She did if she fooled around.
Oh, I can't wait to find out.
Oh, come on now. It is none of our business.
I bet she did.
I bet you got cold feet.
Now listen, I want to know just as much as you two, but what happened between her and Arnie is private. If she wants to talk about it, fine. But if she doesn't, I don't want anybody asking any embarrassing questions.
Rose enters.
So did you and Arnie play Find the Cannoli?
Dorothy flops back on her seat in horror.
What? Nothing, Rose.
Just sit down here, honey, and tell us all about your trip.
Rose sits down and begins to excitedly give them a complete recap of her cruise.
Oh, it was fabulous. The food was delicious. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. And the activities on board the ship, well, the list goes on forever. Masquerade balls, hootenannies, tours of the engine room, fashion shows, jazzercise, Las Vegas night, Monte Carlo night, Rio night, Riviera night.
Oh, who cares, Rose? Did you and Arnie hit the sheets or not?
Dorothy!
Some women don't kiss and tell.
Oh, shoot, honey, that's half the fun. Most of the boys I dated in college were just for the stories.
You must have more stories than O. Henry.
I'm gonna unpack.
Rose gets up.
Now, this isn't fair. You have to tell us.
No, you don't. But if you go out that door and you don't come back in, we'll know you didn't. And if you do come back, that means you did.
Rose takes her bags and exits. There is a beat. She sheepishly comes back. The ladies all cheer.
Oh.
It was wonderful.
Oh, honey, this is terrific.
Oh, I'm so happy, and I have you two to thank for it.
You two? Don't you think Arnie should at least get an honorable mention?
I want you to know, going on this cruise changed my life. Being with Arnie made me realize that I can care for a man again without feeling guilty about it. Oh, it's a nice feeling, you know, that when one part of your life is over, another part can begin. Now I'm really going to go unpack.
Oh, let me help you, honey. I'll get the juicy details.
Blanche and Rose exit.
Ma, Persian rummy?
500 points?
Penny a point?
You deal. I meant to tell you today, I got a card from Gloria Pelizzato today.
Oh? How many stamps did she use? Gloria Pelizzato has been dead for 2 years.
Who said Gloria Pelizzato? I said Flo Pelizzato. Why don't you pay attention?
Oh, how is Flo?
Oh, beautiful. She and her second husband, Pete, are in Rome. You remember Pete, the man you could have had?
I did have him. That's why I didn't want him.
You and Pete? You never told me that.
Later. First, I want to hear about Aunt Jean and Charles Boyer.
Oh, you know your Aunt Jean. She was always 2 steps away from the gutter. Anyway, one summer she decides to...
The scene fades out with Sophia's story and the credits roll.
I want to thank you for watching our special quarantine love letter to live theater and the Golden Girls. I'd like to thank Olga Kark, who read our stage directions, Griffin Corallo, who played the role of Arnie Peterson, Patrick Price, who played the role of Blanche Devereaux, Nancy Dickinson, who played the role of Dorothy Zbornak, Trish Weaver Rhodes, who played the role of Rose Nyland, and I'm Matt Schenk. I played the role of Sophia Petrillo. Also the co-founder of Last Pint Productions, who's put together this live reading. We're producing fresh content weekly on our podcast, The New Way, all summer long, as well as song parodies and more productions like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe to Last Pint Productions on YouTube or Facebook for more entertainment. And be sure to let us know what sitcom you'd like to see us tackle next. Thanks for watching.
Everybody wants to be naked and famous. Everybody wants to be just like me. I'm naked.
Will you help teach me about this? What is it?